Hello, I've got a project today that on the front looks like a Christmas card, but actually it's a card that holds a gift voucher. And all of that is just a little pouch that I made. We're trying to prepare for Christmas here. Me and my husband leave everything to the last minute. He's off to visit his family this weekend, and I was absolutely horrified when he was thinking about putting these vouchers into a shop bought card. Couldn't believe it. It's like, no, I'm going to make a card. So got home from work last night, 10 o'clock in the evening, started designing this card. But I thought it turned out quite well. Vouchers now, they're not, you don't just get the cards, you've got all of this that goes with it as well. So I needed something that was going to fit inside that. So I'm going to show you how I made that. I've got some measurements here. So these are the measurements that I came up with using the real red cardstock. But for the project that I'm going to show you, I'm using some different colours. So got some measurements there, but they are going to be on my blog, so you don't need to, unless you want to screenshot that right now, you don't need to be writing anything down. They are all on my blog, and there is a link to my blog in the description bar just below this video. Also at the end of the video, there is going to be a link, you're going to see that about here, to my YouTube channel. Hit that to subscribe, or you could even hit the subscribe button now, and don't forget to press that bell, and then you'll get notifications when I've got new projects coming along. So without further ado, I've got a piece of mint macaron cardstock here. You can use any cardstock you like, any colour combination, totally up to you. We've got lots of new designer series paper and cardstock coming out on the 3rd of January with our spring summer catalogue. So this would work for anything. We send gift vouchers all year round, don't we? So you could use this with any combination. 10 inches by 6 inches, and I've scored right down the middle at 5 inches. So that's the outside of the card ready to go, and I'm just going to put that to one side. So I've got lots of different bits of designer series paper here. This is the Frosted Floral range. And I have cut this one, so this is going to be the pouch in the middle, and I have cut that at 5.5 by 4 3/4, and then I've got two other bits here which measure 5 3/4 by 4 and 5.5 by 3 3/4, and they are going to make up the front. And then I just got some scrap of mint macaron and designer series paper just to put the decoration on the front. So starting with this, so just to remind you, this measures 5.5 by 3 3/4, and I need to do some scoring. So I need the long side, so I need to make sure that I've got, that's it, so that's 4.5. So I want the long side. Watch your direction. So if you're using the long side, when we're scoring the long side, you need to make sure that your pattern, if it's running this way, looks like that. So you've got your pattern running from right to left. It's not even early in the morning, I don't know my left from right. So I'm going to score this. So you need to line this up at 5 1/4, like that. So direction of your pattern this way, get your scoring blade and just run that up there to score that. Turn it 90 degrees, and you are going to score this at, let me get this right, 4 1/2. And then just flip it and go back to 4 1/2 and score again. So I've got my score lines on there, which you probably can't see. You might be able to see it, possibly. Anyway, we need to just do some cutting. Just need to snip these corners off here. So I don't know if you can see there, I've got a score line running here, and I'm just going to cut diagonally into that corner. Turn it around, and I'm going to cut diagonally into that corner like that. I probably could just go for simplicity, but making sure I go right through that corner there, and you just want to snip those corners off. And then we are just going to fold and burnish that score line. I have got a bone folder, it's gone on a wander. So I've just folded those in, and as you can see we need to mitre those corners there, otherwise it wouldn't be able to fold properly. So I need to put some adhesive on those, and I've decided to use tear and tape. It seems to work better. Wet glue, I think there's just too much, it wiggles about too much. So I'm just going to run some tape right on that score line there and just tear that off. And then run along this score line. Finally, there. So I can get this card back now. So there's my main card, and I'm going to put that there. So I'm not going to take all of the adhesive off yet. I'm just going to trim that up, otherwise that's going to have sticky all over the place. So just take the bottom one off for now. And I'm just going to line this up, because I made one of these and I hadn't lined it up properly. It looked really awful. I could see it and it was annoying me. So fairly close to the bottom, you could leave about ½ inch maybe. Gosh, this tear and tape is sticky. Super sticky. You've got to get it down first time. I just need to be decisive. I'm just faffing about too much with it. There we go. It's on there. It might not be straight, but it's on there. And then just fold these in and then take off the tape. It's a bit difficult to see here on camera, but I'm just going to take this tape off here. Fold it in at the bottom first and then just run it up. This stuff is so sticky. At least you know it's going to stay put. And just do one side first. Don't try and do them both at the same time. It doesn't work. And I can see here that mine is crooked. It's really difficult for me to get it straight because the camera's in the way and I'd have to get my head right over it. You'd see the top of my head. Not. That is crooked. It wouldn't normally look like that. So there is my little pouch to sit my gift voucher in, which I've got over here. I'm just going to make sure it fits. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry. There we go. Oh, thank the Lord it fits. So there we are. So I'm just going to take that out for now because I'm going to decorate it. So I'm just going to fold that over, burnish that score line. So I've decided for this, took a little bit of deliberation what I was going to do, whether I was going to have, you know, just what decoration I was going to have. So I've decided to put that there and put this here, like that. You can have it however you want. Really, probably this should be a bit wider here. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows when you give it out what it was supposed to look like. So I'm going to go with that. I'm quite happy with that. So I need to get that stuck on. So just for speed. I'm going to put some wet glue on this. And the thing with wet glue, you've seen how sticky that tear and tape is, which is great because you know then that you're, I've bought cheaper tear and tapes before now and they just come unstuck. And you go and give a gift to somebody So I did this to my mother-in-law for her 80th birthday, gave her a really nice 3D card that a 3D box that I'd made, and it fell apart. How embarrassing was that? So just going to put that on there, try and get it central, better than I had the pouch in the middle. That's a whole lot better. At least with wet glue you can just jiggle it a little bit. That's a crafting term, that is. And stick that on there like that. And then I'm just going to put that over the top of it. Get my wet glue again. This Frosted Floral came from our occasions catalogue for autumn winter, but it's running over into next year, which is great because it is so pretty. So just need to make sure it was the right way up, and now get that on there nice and central. I'm just going to smooth that out. So while that's drying off, I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm just going to make my decoration for the front. So I'm using the Labels to Love stamp set, which can be used, it is a bit Christmassy, but it can be used all year round. We've got Made with Love here, we've got Merry Christmas, there's a Halloween thing, we've got a blank one, love, ho ho ho, all of that. So I've got my stamp. I'm already loaded onto my block. I'm going to use mint macaron ink, and I'm going to use mint macaron card. Let's get the ink out, load it up. I've noticed with this Labels to Love stamp set, you don't need a lot of ink on it. It can sometimes, if you're bashing it onto the ink and it just gets too much ink on there, you just need a couple of taps. Lovely, happy with that. Get the ink pad closed up. What I think Stampin' Up do best is their punches. I've stamped that, I haven't had to worry that it's straight or anything like that because I'm going to come along with my punch. Don't have to fussy cut round that. Put the card in there. Line it up. Once you're happy with it, grip it, punch it. Super easy, super accurate, super quick. So I could just put that straight on the card like that. It's a bit boring. I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to go back to the leftover DSP that I had. That's just about all I did have left of that. And I'm going to punch half of this twice. So I'm just going to put that in there, line it up as best you can. That's about halfway down. Happy with that. Punch it out. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go back to my card. Take that one away for a minute. And I'm going to stick these down here like that, but I need to leave a small gap in the middle. Hope you can see that. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on each of these. And I'm going to do that way round because I think that looks upside down if I don't do that way round. And put that, I think I'm going to put this in the middle. On my other card, I put it at the bottom. I think this one I'm going to go in the middle more. I've put the glue on the wrong side of that one. what a numpty. Let's get rid of that. Do that again. I was just about to say I can't believe I did that, but actually I can believe I did that. Right, try that again. I'm just going to put that there, and this is where wet glue really helps, because you can just manoeuvre that a little bit while it's still wet. With that tearing tape, you would not have been able to do that. It would have been stuck down and that's it. If it was crooked, game over. Okay, so I've got those on there, and then for this, I'm going to be using my favourite adhesive, Mini Dimensionals. So on the back of that label, I'm just going to put a few dimensionals on here. These are great. Just gives your project some height, some dimension. That's why they're called dimensionals. So they're stuck on there. Just going to take the backing off of those. And I'm just going to place this. So I need to make sure that that edge covers up that gap there. And if that one does, then the other side will as well. I just want to make sure I've got that central. Because again, the dimensionals, they stick and they're not going anywhere. So there we have it. A card to put your, with a crooked pouch on it. They won't mind. They're just interested in the gift voucher. They won't care if it's crooked. I've used light coloured cardstock so we can write a message here, and then my gift card is just going to slip in there, and then I'll use my envelope punch board in order to make an envelope, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description box so that you can see how I made that. I hope you like it. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye bye.